Hi everybody, Jeff Kolbus from RE/MAX Traders Unlimited here, presenting to you the first quarter of 2021 real estate market for the Peoria metro area. I want to talk about first real fast on why the market is so good. And I would start with interest rates. Interest rates are at all-time low numbers. Buyers need to take advantage of that. The pandemic has caused people to change the way they live at home, and I think the movement that we're seeing is a reflection of that. Low inventory. The low inventory that we have right now is causing buyers to be very aggressive with what they're willing to pay, and sellers being able to get an asking price that they're really happy with. New money in the economy from the federal government. We just haven't seen anything like this before, so I think people do have money. There are certain industries we know that have been really affected, but there's others that are having really good years, etc. And I think the extra money that the federal government has put in, people are spending it. First-time home buyers. There's a lot of first-time home buyers in the market that have never bought real estate before. Since the Great Recession, really, of the 2007 era. It's good to see that. Housing affordability in the Peoria area is always in the top 10, if not top 20 or so in the country. So I think our housing stock and how affordable it is a huge factor in this. And the last thing I want to touch on is consumer confidence. I know there's been a lot that has happened in the Peoria area, in the state of Illinois, that I think in spite of that, the confidence that consumers have in where they live, their employment, etc., they have to have confidence in order to buy real estate, and they're doing it. So I think consumer confidence is higher than we thought it was.
Now, let's take a look at some numbers that I think will be of interest to you. The first set of numbers is the current inventory of homes for sale. And as you can see on this graphic, we are at an all-time low. As of the end of March, there were 876 residential properties for sale, which same time last year, there were over 2,000. So I think that, again, was part of the sense of urgency that I discussed earlier, that people are, there's just not as many homes to go look at. And when a property comes on the market, we're seeing a whole lot of showings, and we're seeing multiple offer situations, which is great for the seller. Next slide I want to show you in set of numbers is on the number of pending sales. So contracts that have been written, accepted between buyer and seller. And as you can see here, again, year to date, 1,699 pending contracts written in the first quarter compared to 1,317 last year, which is a 29% increase year over year. This next slide is on the closed sales year to date. And as you can see, we're about 16% ahead of last year in terms of the number of closings that we have had on residential properties in the Peoria metro area. And this last slide, I know it's kind of confusing and it's hard to read, but it talks about the average sale price year over year. And when people talk about are residential properties appreciating in value, this is the slide that I pay most attention to. Because if you're seeing these averages go up year over year over year, it tells you that in general, property values are increasing. And I'll use an example that if a home sold about 3 years ago and the buyers now will need to be sellers and need to sell their property, in general, I feel that their value of their home today is worth more. So that means appreciation is occurring, which we really haven't had in the Peoria metro area, a whole lot of appreciation over these last, 15 years or so. So this is a really good slide. I want to finish with, please call your favorite RE/MAX Traders Unlimited agent for all of your real estate needs. It is a really good time to be a buyer and seller, because you think about it. This is a rare instance where a buyer has unbelievable interest rates, a seller has a somewhat of a seller's market because of the lack of inventory, and it's the best of both worlds. So get in the real estate market. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next quarter.